Look, you like animation, I like animation, we like animation, and Ghibli is a pillar in the community of studio animation, and over their tenure have given the world some of the most breathtaking and moving features to this date. Since its founding in 1985, Studio Ghibli has birthed iconic characters from the projects such as Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, Kiki's Delivery Service, Porco Rosso, Howl's Moving Castle. Oh my god, they don't miss. It's just banger after banger with these guys. Many of these films deliver characters that, over the years, have become memorable and beloved by all who see the films. So many have become iconic in the modern movie landscape due to the creativity behind their creation. But what is character design? A character starts off as a concept, a collection of personality traits, behaviors, physical attributes that over time the animator is able to mold into a fully fleshed out being. How they portrayed visually on the screen can be done in so many ways. Now, with any strong character developed, there are key features a designer has to take into consideration. What makes them recognizable? Is it the shape of their body? The color palette used to make it visually striking? Is it even just the silhouette of their outline letting them stand out from the rest of all characters? Now, unlike real-life productions that may be limited by practical effects, costumes, or makeup, animation allows the creator to break free from any of those constraints when it comes to designing characters for their story. Character design is so important, and it's one of the most important aspects of a visual storytelling medium, especially animation. So many iconic characters can just be recognized by their silhouette alone, and the design allows the viewer at times to even understand the personality behind a character without a word being spoken. It's a skill animators and creatives develop over years and years of painstaking work, and over the years Ghibli's had no shortage of good characters. Let's take for example Studio Ghibli's arguably most acclaimed film in its catalog, Spirited Away, the only film to have won an Oscar. The amount of unique and interesting character design that stands apart from the rest in this movie is jaw-dropping. The characters in Spirited Away are distinctive and easily recognizable, with each character having a unique appearance that makes them memorable. Look at the main protagonist, Chihiro. She has these big, expressive eyes, innocent face, and this small stature compared to most of the other characters in the film. It gives her a sense of innocence and wonder that the audience gets to appreciate as she moves through the film, being a viewing lens for the audience as they, just like Chihiro, enter the world of spirits for the first time. Now, contrasted to that is No Face, depicted as this tall, black, shadow-like spirit with a very featureless, mask-like face. It changes expressions throughout the film, and there's a very purposeful, minimalist design choices that have been created by the creators that emphasizes his mysterious and enigmatic nature almost. As well as the ability to transform and adapt to different situations, No Face's dark, flowing robe and ghostly appearance create a sense of otherworldliness and intrigue. Even his transparency sets him alone from the other characters who appear more grounded in reality, even in the spirit world, like Haku, Lin, Yubaba, and more. Now, let alone I just mentioned every other character in that movie. Kamanji, the six-armed man who operates the boiler room, the river spirit who comes in stuck with human garbage, even just the ducks in the bath who sit are amazing. Who else? The radish spirit? What? Interesting name on that one. But even just the character design on him is so strong and apparent that he captures your eyes when he's on screen. No matter where you're looking in this movie, it's a visual feast of character design, and we're eating good today. Even Yubaba, the witch who we are introduced to as the one who owns and operates the bathhouse, has these expanded facial features to make her stand out. She has this distinctive design with these exaggerated features, coupled with all the jewelry she wears. It gives the viewer a sense of her authoritative and imposing status inside the bathhouse. Before she even speaks a word, as soon as she's on screen, it sets up her status in the hierarchy of the bathhouse, and it even just shows that Yubaba is a perfect example of character design and conveying their personality through that design alone. Now, I think one reason Studio Ghibli films find ways to connect with so many people is their deep, emotional authenticity. Authentic portrayal of human emotions in their characters is so important, as the characters in Ghibli often feel multifaceted, with their strengths, weaknesses, hopes, and fears portrayed in a realistic and relatable manner. The films explore complex themes such as love, loss, identity, and arguably the theme that's been at the center of the studio for its tenure, the human connection to nature. Princess Mononoke being a prime example of that. The film itself centers around the gods of the forest and the humans that have come to consume their resources, with the defender of the forest, San, or being referred to as just Princess Mononoke, being one of the main characters. As she was raised by the wolf gods, she's a rough, aggressive character when you first meet with her, and the design being a testament to the attention to detail in Studio Ghibli films. Her fierce expression, intense eyes, and wild appearance embody her strong-willed and determinative personality. Her visual design also reflects the themes of nature and the environment that are central in the film. She's portrayed as this warrior protecting the forest and its creatures. Her bright red mask stands out amongst the pale whites, greens, and blues the backdrop the movie takes place within. Even the bone necklace she wears, with sharp teeth, give an air of caution about her, without her even speaking a word. Topped with a white wolf's mane as well, the viewer can tell from the first frame she is in, she is someone to be potentially feared and is not someone friendly. Now on the other end of that, the forest spirits, however, were designed to be these small, round creatures, very soft with their line work that communicates to an audience. Although they may be eerie, they are not to be feared. Now, mind you, like the forest spirits, character design doesn't always have to be complex either. I think the best example of that is Totoro from the movie My Neighbor Totoro. He's the best designed example behind Ghibli's philosophy, I think. He's very simple. You can recognize his large, lovable outline from anywhere with his perky ears, cheesy grin, his big hefty body. It makes him stand out amongst all the other characters in that movie, towering over everyone around him. I mean, look at him. Look at that face. Who couldn't love this guy? Back to Totoro, his expressiveness is critical in his design. Despite it being simple, as I mentioned, it's incredibly expressive with his emotions. He's got these big eyes and a wide grin that cover a range of emotions, from joy to curiosity to surprise and sadness. The body language and gestures also add to his expressiveness, making him this dynamic and engaging character for anyone to watch, without even speaking a single word. Coupled with choices to have him appear seldomly in the movie, when only he's in these select scenes, the viewers are fixated on him when he appears. Almost like spotting a deer in the wilderness, you just want to know what comes next when watching him. Now, there are other ways to make your character stand out too. Signature pieces being one of my favorite. Now, signature pieces are just part of a character design or costume that makes them easily recognizable from anyone else. For example, no-face mask, Totoro's ears, Poco Rosso's glasses, or the one that really stands out for me the most, Kiki's giant red bow from Kiki's Delivery Service. Now, it seems simple, it's just a bow, it's nothing special, but it sets her apart from the other characters and gives dichotomy and difference to the general design of her character. This bright red bow atop her, that is very black, with all of her clothing and her hair, it makes her pop. Even Howl's cape from the first half of Howl's Moving Castle has a distinct look. His shirt adorned with all these frills, this diamond pattern jacket that sits on his shoulders. It's a very intentional choice to make his figure appear bigger than he actually is, and appears looming but friendly to Sophie as possible when they first meet. He has this long flowing hair, delicate almost feminine features. The design choice really reflects his fluidity and ambiguity as a character, as even in the movie he is frequently shifting between different ideas and personalities throughout the film. Now furthermore, one thing I wanted to touch on was color palettes as well. Howl's color scheme is carefully chosen to reflect his emotional state. When he is feeling powerful, confident, he's shown in these vibrant colors like red and gold. However, when he's feeling vulnerable, weak, or scared, that color scheme immediately can shift to blues, grays, and more neutral and morose tones. Ghibli purposefully uses decisions like this to highlight the important distinctions that set their characters apart and convey emotional authenticity when designing them. Now, animation means to bring life into something at the end of the day. You are taking something static and giving it movement, a story, and a voice. And really, that's what Ghibli specializes in. The name of Studio Ghibli itself was chosen by Miyazaki for its meaning, a hot desert wind, with the idea he had behind it meaning that he would blow a new wind through the anime industry. And quite frankly, at the end of the day, I think exactly that's what it does. Ghibli has been able to help shape, form, and legitimize the animation industry as a whole, and I hope we get to see them bring so many more memorable characters to life in the years to come.